Hi everyone, it's Martha and welcome to my Shabby Craft Studio. Thanks for joining me today. Today is nice and bright outside and nice and bright inside, so I think we have pretty good lighting. This is a stack of notebooks that I have altered, I guess is the proper word, partly for a challenge. That's the word. Sorry, but this has been a crazy morning for me. It's mid-afternoon already, and I am just like, it's been a crazy day. Too much computer time. So this is for a challenge that Tracie Fox is doing on her Facebook page. And I will try to link that below. I'm not very good at linking Facebook pages. Don't know why. But anyway, I'll give it a shot. So we're supposed to alter these little notebooks, or a big notebook. Let me show you what the original looks like. Maybe? No. Yeah, they're there. I have a couple left to do. They're just craft covered notebooks that I got from Amazon. I will also put the link for that below. I am going to be ordering some more because I have decided to do a maker's market in Maine when we go in the fall, and I think that these would sell pretty well. I hope. So, and I'm having a blast altering them. Some of them have front and back decoration and nothing else inside. It's just lined, but it's a cool little notebook. This is paper that I have out of a paper pack. This is my own, and these are some words that I made up. So I had fun with that one. I found these images in one of my paper packs and I thought, how cool. So this one says that, and there's something on the inside of the back there, and this on the outside. This again is from that same paper pack, and there's a little pocket in here, like if somebody wanted to put coupons or something in there, they could. And they all have this crocheted lace bookmark kind of thing in them. They're all applied differently in different manners. This one has a pocket on the front, and it has a pocket inside. And I did the inside and outside of that. This again is from the paper pack. And that has a little pocket on the inside and nothing on the back. And that's a stamp that I have that I got in one of the magazine packs. This is a digital that I have made up myself, and some little words again that I made up myself. And this is from a stamp as well. This is an image I cut out from a book. I got a bunch of really cool books with a lot of animal images in it, and that's from that. And this one has a little envelope that folds out, and coupons or notes or whatever could be put in there. And I did the inside of that. This one has a little cluster that I made up, a bird image, some tissue paper, some some book page that I gessoed. And there's really not much else in this one, but it has a bookmark sewn on. This one I used my stamp on the image from the paper pad. I may add some to some of these. And this again is from that paper pack with a butterfly I printed out on sticker paper, and a little stamp that I printed on a tea-stained paper. And this one has a pocket with a tag on the inside and nothing on the back or that side. So today we're going to play around a little bit and make a couple of more, since I only have 2 left. And then I'm going to post this video for the challenge, and so let's play. I brought back my Ratty Tatty mat, the one I tore by using my craft knife to cut pages out of a book and didn't realize I was acting like Edward Scissorhands and tearing this very expensive mat up. So anyway, yeah. But I'm having fun doing these, and I thought I'd just bring you along and see if you wanted to craft with me. So it has been really, really, really hot here in Virginia, and it's going to get even hotter. So I am not looking forward to that. It's just quite miserable here, to be honest. And I am choosing to not go outside if I can help it and not go outside. So there's that. I do have to say it has been, we've had a lot of non-rainy days. We've had a lot of weather alerts come over my phone, but the days have actually not, it hasn't actually rained. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. But hot. Not as humid as it usually is. That's the funny part. It really is not as humid as usual, but it's still hot. And whatever they say about, you know, it's not as bad when you don't have the high humidity, it's not. Like, you can go outside and you can still breathe. And when it's humid, I really can hardly breathe at all. But yeah, it's still hot. Nothing takes away from 95, 97 degree days. So there's that. So yeah, I hope it's not as steamy as where where you are as it is here. But I try to stay in if it's like this. My husband, he wants to go out and do something different every day. He went out this morning. I said, have fun. But this morning was challenging for me anyway. My son lives about 50 miles from here, and he's trying to get a new job, and he needed a copy of his birth certificate so that they can do the paperwork. And I didn't want to drive up there. When it's summertime around here in Virginia, I have to go up and down I-95 to get to my kids, and it's bad. It's just not even worth it to get on 95 for anything at all. Not even for my kids if I can help it. So I said to him, in this day and age of technology, why don't I just scan it, get the person's email address that needs it, I'll scan it and I'll send it to him. Oh, okay. So my son is he's not stupid. He doesn't have a computer. All he has is a phone. He's had some troubles in his life. I love him, but he's had some troubles in his life. So he's trying to pull his stuff together. Pull his life together. And, it's not easy for people who've been in trouble a lot of their lives. So he, So he, I go to scan it, and my printer is off. And I'm like, why is my printer off? So I turn my printer back on, and it's telling me it can't scan. So I go to my computer, and I'm like, okay, what's wrong? What's not being recognized? This, that, and the other thing. So then it tells me I have to download this app. I'm like, no, I don't want to download an app. But, that's what it's telling me I got to do, and I got to get this thing to him. So I'm like, okay. So I start downloading the app, and it wants me to make a new email address through Microsoft, and it wants me to do this and do that. So I start setting it all up, and then I get to the end, and it says, okay, all your information is now going to be used with this new email address. And I'm like, oh, no, we don't. Nope. I'm not going there. I am not having all of my stuff from my email address I've had for like 25 years. I am not going there. So I got frustrated. And I do have another printer hooked up to my computer. And I'm like, well, duh, just use the other printer, right? Yeah. So I scanned it. And meanwhile, my husband comes in and he's like, what's wrong? Because he can always tell. After 44 years of marriage, he can always tell if Martha's not having a good morning. So I tell him what's going on. So I don't know what he pressed or if he pressed anything or if I did something. All of a sudden, the other printer starts scanning. The one I was having trouble with. Meanwhile, the printer I was scanning with scanned it, but then it did something weird with it. It put it somewhere and I couldn't figure out where it was. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So it was a crazy morning. And then, of course, today is Amazon Prime Day. And I'm like, well, do I spend all day on the computer to see if the things that we've been wanting to get that are high cost items, if they're going to go on sale, or is it going to be worth it? Should I do it? So I start out watching it. Meanwhile, my son is texting me, asking me if I've emailed this thing yet. It's like, oh, please give me a break today, please. But yeah, so, and then I uploaded my last video, the one about the, I have a fan blowing and it's making my tissue paper blow all over the place. Oh no. Too funny. Kind of par for my day. So what was I saying? See, I forgot already. I know it was something. I don't remember. I'm sure you're out there reminding me. Oh, I went to upload my last video on my folio folder, ephemera folio that I finally figured out a good process to make. And I uploaded it and I did all the things you're supposed to do because I had to edit it. And sometimes I don't edit my videos. I just upload them straight from my iPad to the world. And other times I have to edit them because either I have to do them in bits and pieces or something happens and I have to cut a part out, and I'm trying to make my videos look a little more professional. So, yeah. Not professional, but you know, not choppy. So I upload it and it says it's done. Like it says it's all, you know, processed and published, but I can't find it. So now I can't find the video. So I'm like, okay, well, it's just going to be one of those days. I'll just re-upload it. So I start re-uploading it. I open my iPad and open my channel, and lo and behold, there's the video. I'm like, okay. So I cancel the other upload. So yeah, it's been a trying morning, and it's about 1:15 now, Eastern time in the U.S., and I decided it was time to play. I really need my crafting therapy. So, and I thought since I only have 2 more of these little booklets to go, I would do this. And I will send out a few of them for random acts of kindness, because that's what the challenge is for Tracie's Facebook group. And then the others I'm going to hold on to. Where's my glue stick? I had to open a new one, that's why. Sorry, I had to get a new paper towel. I try not to mix my inking paper towel and my gluing paper towel. Not always successful. So, yeah. So, I posted on the Facebook page that I had done these, and then I realized I think a lot of other people have posted videos. So I thought I would just do a little video, and hopefully you're doing something fun too. And just, you know, ramble on, because I don't really have interesting things to talk about, because as I stated, when it's hot like this, I don't like to go out. I don't want to go out. I don't want to go anywhere. There's food in the house. There's water in the house. There's tea in the house. That's all I need. My doggies are in the house. And so my husband is on a business phone call, which he was just thrilled about. It was supposed to be a 3-hour phone call in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon. He was not excited about that at all. Let me tell you. Somehow he got out of the morning section of it. He didn't have to do that. So he is now on the afternoon part, and I said to him, I'm probably going to do a video, but that doesn't mean that he won't come upstairs and forget that I'm doing a video. But that's okay. He's a good guy. One of my next videos is going to be some of the newest stuff that I've gone out and bought, and I have a plan for my next journals, and I'm very, very excited about it, because they are going to be really, really pretty. They are floral. I'll give you that hint. They're going to be floral. Of course, most of mine are sort of garden floral themed anyway. So this is my ruler, in case you haven't seen it before. It's a metal ruler, but I don't know if you can see the teeth on it. What I did, I took the strip off of an aluminum foil box, and I just taped it. Just got Scotch tape. Taped it to the back of my ruler. It works great. So I have a lot of fun with that. I mean, it's not the cool edges that other people get with all those nice rulers. I'm really envious of the ones in Europe that can have that metal edged, the metal ruler with the funky edge on it. It's quite a thin ruler. And I know Rachel at Roxy Creations, I believe, has one, and Tracie has one. So I'm quite envious that they have that little ruler. I don't like the set of 3 plastic rulers that we have available in the US, because number 1, I'm never going to use all those edges. Number 2, I already have like 5 rulers sitting in my box, but they're all straight edge rulers. But I just want one with a little tiny deckled edge on it, and we can't get that one that you guys can get in Europe. We can't get that one shipped over here. So, and I've looked, I have searched high and low for a deckle edged metal ruler, and can't find one. So for those of you that have that one, you are very lucky. But I know there's a lot of stuff we get over here in the US that you can't get over there, and I feel for you. I lived in Germany for 7 years total, not all at once, but 7 years total with my husband when he was in the military. I just love this tissue paper for a base. It just works on just about everything for me. So, yeah, there's that. And then I started using these makeup brushes. I haven't decided if I love them yet or not. I still tend to pull out my daubers. You know, these things, or this one from Shell Radcliffe. Her husband makes these, and it's beautiful. I love that one. I still have makeup sponges to use, which I was using for a long time, but they all flake. These brushes, they don't flake. But it's also really hard, like if you're using a cardstock and you want to do this, not cardstock. Cardstock like this works, but like a paper, like tea stained or coffee stained paper, if you want to do that on the edging, it doesn't work very well. Plus I had to saturate my ink pad to make it work really well. So they have their upsides and they have their downsides. I do like using the brush when I'm just inking edges because you don't get that round mark you get from the daubers. So there's that. I do like them for that, for sure. But I have air conditioning in this house, but I sit in a sunroom with most of the shades down. But we have a lot of trees outside, so I don't really get direct sun in the afternoons because it's coming right in the window straight across from my desk. But it doesn't come in because we have so many trees. So I have that shade open, but it gets really hot in the sunroom because there's no room underneath it. So no room underneath it means there's not the insulation that the rest of the house gets from having the space underneath it. Okay. So I was able to do that and talk at the same time, but who knows what the rest of this is going to turn into. Because talking, walking, and chewing gum is not necessarily my forte. So I don't know. I did not plan ahead what I would do on these. So there's that. I have some of this left. I actually used some of this paper for a project for inside one of my folios. Got it all glued. No, it wasn't for a folio. It was for a journal. Got it all glued down inside. And I turned the journal over and I'm like, oh my gosh. I had glued down the whole inside of the cover. Glued it down in this beautiful butterfly paper, which was my last 2 sheets of it. And guess what? Yep, it was upside down. So I had to tear it off the journal. Yeah, I was pretty upset with myself because then I had to come up with other paper to use inside the journal. That was frustrating, just a little bit. So I kept it. I kept the parts that were reusable because I was not getting rid of that paper. I loved it. And I was pretty upset with myself. So, yeah. I think I'm going to use this little bit here. I hate it when I tear paper the wrong way and the white part shows. It's frustrating. So, what's everybody else doing today? I hope you had a good weekend. Ours was quiet. It's usually quiet for us. We go out, we run errands. I did go to Joann's. And we, as I stated before, well, okay. So, like, let me go back to the beginning. A week ago, try and decide where I want this. Well, might look upside down, but it's going in that corner. A week ago, I went to, or maybe about a week ago, I went to Walmart and I found some fabric that somebody else had mentioned on YouTube. One of our lovely junk journal people that we follow. Now, I need to do some things. So I think I'm going to pull out that stamp. Of course, I have to find it first. Uh-oh. Yes, you are hearing things flying around. So I went to, that's not it. I went to Walmart and found the fabric that this person was using. And that'll be in one of my next couple of videos. And then, see, I got these. This is how I'm storing my stamps now. So what I've done is I've put everything in a snack bag. This is a zipper snack bag. And they all have a white 5x7 card with them. And then I put part of the packaging in to show. So this is a Richard Gere, RG Noteworthy is what it's called. And that's the number. And these are the stamps that came with the set. And I believe I got this in Hobby Lobby. So, I'm keeping all my stamps in here. These are my two newest that came out of a magazine, and I'm trying to figure out how to cut them into small enough sections to put into the baggies, so they're on the side for now. But this was a mess. Like, I had them in vinyl pouches, I had them everywhere, and it just wasn't working for me, and I just wasn't using them enough, and I wasn't happy. So I started doing this, and I'm extremely happy with this. They fit in this shoebox at the moment. If I buy any more, they're not going to fit. So I'm trying really hard not to buy any more stamps, but I have always loved my stamps. So there it is. I know there are a lot of different, what am I looking for? A lot of different ways to store our supplies, and I have tried many of them, but this one is the best one I have found yet to this point in time, which is always liable to change. Where did I put? Oh, you know, I'm a mess over here. And when I do stamping, I always use this. This is from Packaging. It's about that thick. And I use this to stamp on because I just find that the clear stamps, they do a much better job if they're on a bit of a foamy surface. And I'm going to do this on fabric and hope it works. So a week ago we went to Walmart. I found this fabric with, it looks like somebody collaged a whole bunch of old book pages together. And yay, it worked. And they had some left on a bolt, so I bought that. Oh, I shouldn't do it on that one. That was the gluey one. Oy, oy, oy. And I bought some of it. I didn't buy what was left. It was $4.49 a yard, which is really inexpensive for cotton fabric. Cotton fabric, good quality cotton fabric, usually at this point with all of the costs coming from China and so forth, they usually cost around no less than $10 a yard for fabric. And so I thought that was a pretty decent price. And I decided to go ahead and get it. And I found some really beautiful hydrangea fabric. And so I bought 2 different types of that. So yeah, there's going to be a hydrangea journal or 2 or 3 coming up. I have hydrangea bushes in my yard, and we've lived in this house 3 years now. We just passed our 3rd year mark. I'm trying to figure out if I want this at the top, at the bottom. I think I like it down here. So we just passed our 3rd year mark of living in the house, and this is the first year that the bushes actually bloomed. However, now all the blooms have died because it's been so stinking hot. And we don't normally water in the backyard, which is where these bushes are. But anyway, I cut a bunch of blooms off. I enjoyed them for a while, and then I hung them upside down on my mantle to dry. But they came out looking kind of funny. They shrunk up. So they're about this big now. The blooms are about that big. Yeah, a gardener I'm not. So I clipped a couple more, and they're sitting in a vase. Somebody told me, leave them in a vase and let the water dry out. That's how she does it. So I'm like, okay. So they're sitting in a vase, but that one of them has already shrunk up, like the other ones that I hung from my mantle. So if any of you have any clue about hydrangea bushes and how to dry the flowers, my cousin has them dried, and they dried whole, like in the big balls that they are when they bloom. And I don't get it. I don't know what I did wrong. So anyway, we are going to we're gonna chop, maybe, if I can find my scissors. Oh, how frustrating. I was not prepared to do this. I just decided to do this on a whim. Turn the camera on. Well, I don't want to use my little ones, so we're going to use my cutting board. All right. And we're just going to wing it here. Okay. I like fighting with yourself, you know? I tell you, some days. Let's see if this is too tall. I know it's too wide. Okay, we're going to cut it off about there. So then on Saturday, after my husband came back from visiting our horses, I told him I wanted to go to Joann's. So we got in the car, drove down to Joann's, and I found some more fabric with writing on it in a different color, and it was 108 inches wide. So when you go in and you buy fabric at a fabric store, it's usually folded over in half, and it's 45 inches wide. Well, this is folded over 4 times on the bolt. There's 4 layers. It's folded so there's four pages in a book. It's 108 inches wide. That's a lot of fabric. It was on sale, plus I had coupons. So I got some really good deals on fabric, and I found a much prettier. The hydrangea fabric I found in Walmart was fine, but it's not the kind of fabric that has just the hydrangea plant on it, petals. It's got other things on it, and like I said, I'll show that in another video. But is that pocket too deep? It might be too deep, huh? Maybe we'll cut that off. So it's kind of not that big of a book, you know? There. So, yeah, so I was able to find some really, really pretty fabric with the hydrangea petals on it. And so I bought a little of that. I bought I think I bought 1 yard of the fabric with the hydrangea petals. Or maybe it was a half yard. I bought a yard of the fabric with the book print on it because I absolutely love it, and I'll probably use it in everything for the next year or as long as it lasts. And there was something else I found too. But I guess you're going to have to wait until the video because now I can't remember what it was. Yeah. And from scrapbook.com, I got some beautiful hydrangea themed scrapbook paper. A whole 12 by 12 pack and a stencil and some other things. So I can't wait to show you guys that stuff. So there it is. It's going to have a pocket in it. Has a pocket in it. Has noteworthy on the front. Put a little of this underneath there so it doesn't tear off. And I got some other goodies. So I have a lot of things planned for the dog days of summer. So there's one of them, and I have one more to do, and then I will be joining the rack giveaway and the challenge. Meeting the challenge. My problem is right now I need to find the other book because I buried it. And I'll put the lace on these after. I'll probably just sew the lace on the back of these ones. Yeah. So I am excited to get started on those. But I've just been having way too much fun with these little booklets. I mean, they go so fast. And you don't have to do anything to the insides if you don't want, because they're great little notebooks, shopping lists, notes for remembering things that you want to do. This would be a great, this would be a fun little, like a booklet to keep your passwords in for the computer, for all our technology stuff. It'd be a great little book to keep a list of the Etsy shops that you like in, addresses and phone numbers if you wanted to. I know nobody keeps a book like that anymore. Everybody keeps them in their phone. But if you do like to keep a book still, and you can see they're not very big, they'd be great to carry in your purse or to write craft ideas down in. I might keep one for myself just to do that. I love to have something nearby to write my ideas down in, or I keep one by my bedside table, on my bedside table, because inevitably I will lay down, turn off the lights, close my eyes, and immediately think of something I want to remember the next day. And if I go to sleep, 99% chance I won't remember that thought from the night before. And then I'll be frustrated with myself because I'll know there was something I wanted to do, but I can't remember what. So these booklets are great for that idea. And they're just fun. And most of the, well, I guess you could say all of the ones that I did in this pile are all kind of grungy. But the next ones I think I will use different papers. And maybe I'll even do that right now. Let me put, oh yeah, if you could see maneuvering I do around my desk, you'd laugh at me. Because everything has to be within arm's reach. And I have pretty darn short arms. So I just love these papers from Antique Papery. So I'm going to do one in these. I love them. They are so good. This is one of my folios that I did that I keep my large papers in. So I've been having a lot of fun using that. All right, so I'm gonna rip it this way. I'm still gonna put a little grunge around the edges, but that's okay. I can do that, right? I can do whatever I want. Let's see. Oh, you know, I'm not going to be able to do that without destroying the butterflies. Alrighty. We're going to go with the butterfly theme then. Okay. Rethought. New plan. New ideas. I hate to destroy butterflies. When I run into a butterfly when I'm driving, I get so upset. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. I love my butterflies, though. So, let's see. The 28-pound paper that I've been printing onto, man, I'll tell you what, that stuff is tough stuff. It really is. It just, it makes life interesting when I'm tearing. All right, time to pull out the ruler and stop making my life so difficult. Let's see if I can just rough up this edge just a little. It's not quite as rough as tearing it, but in my fat little, my pudgy fingers, pudgy arthritic fingers, kind of don't do the tearing so well, but I'm trying. I don't know about anybody else, but do you guys ever watch The Good Witch? We just started watching it. We can't watch the old one. Well, we started watching the old ones last weekend, over 4th of July weekend. And we were watching them, and then we went to finish watching the older ones on Monday to catch up to where they are now, since a new season is supposed to start. And, yeah, they wanted to charge us for watching them. We didn't get charged over the weekend for watching them, but now Hallmark wants to charge us for watching them. I think it's Hallmark. So I wasn't too happy about that. So we jumped ahead, and we're watching the ones that they'll let us watch for free. Oh, my gosh. And, so we've been watching 2 or 3 of those per night, like binge watching. Isn't really the best, healthiest thing to do, but like I said, it's hot. We're not doing anything outside, that's for sure. We're not going camping. We're not going traveling until the end of August. So there's that. And but I'm really enjoying the show. I didn't think I would. All these years that they've been on, all these seasons that they've been on, I didn't think I would like it, but I really do. And I like Catherine Bell anyway. She's got a really sweet spirit. Just overall in everything. We used to love watching Army Wives because my husband was in the Army. And she was on that show too. We really liked her on that show as well. So, okay, let's get rid of the hairs. I don't know why I always get hair in my stuff. Oh, half the time it's mine and half the time it's the dog. Oh, come on. Please come off. Oh my gosh, this one's being stubborn. Okay. No, know, I read on a glue stick that you're supposed to go over the edges twice. So I usually try and do them 3 or 4 times. I have been going through glue sticks like crazy. All right. Ooh, that's pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love these papers. Oh my gosh. They're gorgeous. Okay. Yes, 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 please. Yes, please. So we've been doing that in the evenings. And I sit in front of TV and I either fussy cut or I am making these. I just have my box of papers sitting next to me. This box of papers and fabrics and goodies. What did I just do with that piece of paper? Yep, my life is always interesting. Is that going to be strong enough? I don't know. I don't think that's strong enough for a pocket. Let me put some of this behind it. Yeah, I think I'll do that. We're going to wing it. Wing. Get it? Wing it. Trying to keep this under an hour. And my chatter has run out. It's getting hot in here. I have this lamp that has a built-in thermometer. And it says, oh, that looks pretty. It says it is 80 degrees in here now. And that's about my limit. I don't do very well much over 80 degrees. So I will be retiring to the living room where it's probably about 10 degrees cooler. Even though I have my ceiling fan on and I have a little floor fan going. You probably hear the hum in the background. All right, let's see. That's going to have to be cut down a little. And they're blowing on me directly, but that's a little too tall and it's not at all cut straight. Okay. If I would put my cutting board and the rest of my tools in the same place every time, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to find them when I go looking for them, but since I don't, I have to search for everything every time I want to find it again. Okay, let's see. That should be straighter. Oops, come on, get out of there. And this is the fussy cutting I've been doing out of the books that I have. It's gorgeous, gorgeous photos. Look at that little field mouse. That is going to make a beautiful cover, I think, for our journal. I just couldn't resist it. Mostly what I'm cutting out is birds and butterflies, but, you know, I saw that little field mouse. And my paper towels are unraveling as I speak. Because the fan is just blowing them and blowing them and blowing them. Yep. Story of my life. So this is better. Putting it on a little piece of cardstock was a much better idea. It'll hold up much better. This is going to be a little pocket. Get the hole punch out. I'm not very good at centering those things, but you know, it is what it is. It's there, so that's all that matters. It exists. Perfection is not my thing. Because you know what? It'll drive you nuts. That looks pretty like that, I think. So, yeah. I have a lot of things planned for the next few weeks. And I will be also preparing for a maker's market for when we travel. But it's got to be small stuff because I have a very, very tiny RV. And there is not a lot of extra space. And I got to bring my crafting things because if I don't bring my crafting things, yeah, traveling doesn't go well. Because I can be a cranky pants if I can't travel. I mean, if I can't craft. There. Isn't that pretty? Yes, it is. I will answer my own question. And you know what else I'm going to put there? This is the one with my... Nope, that's the one I made. That's the other one I made. Hold on. I got to reach around, you guys. Excuse me. Oh. Okay. This is my ephemera folder. I am going to put... What am I going to put? Do I want one of these on there? No. Nope. I think I want... I have these sticker butterflies. But I got to find one that's got a sticker on the back because when I changed over from where I was keeping these into my new little ephemera folder, they got a little mixed up. I like this one. So some of them might have stickers on the back and some of them are questionable. Meaning they might not have stickers on the back. This one's definitely a sticker on the back because I can see the paper where it peels off, which is always an added plus. Uh-oh. And there's still paper on the back of this one. Come on, come off of there. Stubborn. I just love the way these blend into the background. I love doing the butterflies on the stickers. And these are Graphics Fairy butterflies that I just put into Photoshop Elements and put them all on a sheet of paper, and now they're on, I print them out on the 8.5 by 11 stickers, and voila, there you have it. Okay, next piece of paper for the back. Ooh, I like that key. Oh yeah. Probably won't get the whole thing on there because I think it's longer than the book is. I like it. So all I have to do is, I don't know if you all have this problem. But I have all these ideas in my head, and there's so many ideas floating around that then I just get overwhelmed and I can't really figure out where to start on the next project or what to do next. And then I'm like, it's like that old joke, squirrel, look, and you run after it and forget what you were doing. Yeah, it's kind of like that for me. And I get to a point where then I don't do anything because I'm so busy. Okay, that'd be about right. So I'm just gonna fold it up here. Oh my gosh. Yes, I fumble like this when I'm not on camera too. I don't have the excuse that being on camera makes things worse. Because honestly, I'm just a fumble fingers anyway. So, yeah, there's the whole the whole thing with which project do I start next? And then I see somebody else do something on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I gotta try that. So I have to really buckle down and say, okay, you got to get this much done before the end of August, because that's when we're leaving. And I know I have to have the things done to take with me to the Makers Market, so there's that. So I don't have any choice in that, or I won't be doing the market. I've got to take some things, and I'm a little leery of doing it and a little excited to do it. I think it's $10 for a table. We can't bring our own table because our van isn't big enough. But for a couple dollars, they let you rent a table. And I'm okay with that. But where we're staying is right on the ocean. And I mean on the ocean. Come back here. So I'm excited about that. It's a beautiful, beautiful campground. Very rustic. No TV reception, which will make my husband a little nuts. Near a lot of things that I want to see. And there's a whole thing. Oops. Boy, me and upside down. I'll tell you. I got a thing for upside down. Yeah, there's a whole, it's called the Fiber College of Maine, if you wanted to look it up. There's going to be a lot of classes and stuff going on, so it's going to be really, really interesting and fun. And now I need something to put on the back. Guess I'll pull out another piece of paper, because I've about done used that one up. Unless I could split this one. I don't like to waste. Oh yeah, I can do that. I have a hard time telling if music is upside down or right side up. We're gonna collage two pieces together. All right. And so the Makers Market will be on Friday. And I'm excited. So, yippers. It's a little white. A little white for me. Okay. So, there we have it. I keep thinking I hear my husband walking up behind me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm funny about having somebody near me when I'm talking to a camera. He thinks I'm nuts enough, you know? Just, I don't like him standing there if I'm talking. I don't hear his voice downstairs, but he's probably listening to this phone call. I think he was supposed to listen for the next 3 hours, but that doesn't mean he can't walk around with his phone because it's not a landline, it's a cell phone. So he's mobile in more than one way. Oops. Okay. Is that music upside down or right side up? No clue. That has to be right side up. Yeah, because the little B flat thing is there. Can you tell I've never played music? I never learned to read music. So, yep. Excited about getting out of here. Of course, I've heard it's like in the 90s in Maine too, so I hope it cools down by the time we get there. Going north is supposed to mean cooler weather. Oh, I did put it. Did I? Oh, that's not a B flat, is it? Oh my gosh. Well, it's on there now. It's staying there. Whichever way that is, it's staying. There we go. There. There's the back. And like I said, I'll put lace on it to, that's pretty. I'm going to do a lot more in these. The next batch I get in, I'm going to do in this paper. I absolutely love it. Love it. And I'll put the lace bookmark on it. Ooh, maybe I'll even put some on the outside. Yeah, that'll be pretty. Maybe we'll do that right now. What time? Oh, I'm over an hour. Just over an hour. So I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for joining me. Thank you. I heart you guys. And I really, really appreciate you being here and watching. I hope you did some fun crafts with me. Post below what you were doing while I was doing this. Because, you know, it wasn't a tutorial. It was just a craft with me. So I hope you guys did something and you had fun and listened to my rambling. Like I said, I don't live a very exciting life. But I hope you'll come back and look for those videos that I'm going to do on the hydrangea booklets I'll be doing. And, again, let me know below what you're doing, and if you're in the Foxy group on Facebook, Tracie Fox's little Facebook page. Well, it's not little, and you're joining in. I hope to see your stuff on her page too on the challenge. So take care, everybody. Bye. Happy crafting.